Yo, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about, is Seedify the best crypto launchpad? Because lately, Seedify has been putting out some bangers, guys. Now, you guys, if you guys don't know, Launchpads is probably the best way to get into upcoming projects if you're not with me and my Patreon, because we get into the private sales of a lot of projects that get listed onto these Launchpads, right? Now, I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video, but so far last year or sometime last year, I made a video talking about which is the best crypto launchpad out there, because you have Engine Starter, you have Polka Starter, you have Blockpad, you have so many launchpads, right? But as of right now, those other launchpads have not been producing projects that are going crazy like Seedify has been, right? Seedify has been launching some great projects. We've talked about a lot of the projects that they are launching, right? Now you go look at their recent calendar for their IDO calendar, essentially what's coming up. We talked about Shockwave's AI. It's going crazy. Lit Labs, we haven't talked about that yet. We haven't talked about Cyber Games. We talked about Hypercycle. Now, I believe Hypercycle will be huge. And for the fact that Seedify are able to launch them outside of, Singularity DAO being a launch pad for the AI coins that are building on Cardano as of right now, Hypercycle is going to be one of those. That is huge, guys. Not only that, we've talked about Orbify here, right? We believe that is going to be big. And Cogito Protocol, another Cardano altcoin powered by Singularity Net. So the fact that they're launching other altcoins, not just that are EVM projects, right? These are Cardano projects. I believe this makes Seedify huge, and you guys need to look into Seedify. Right now, it is at $1.30, right? It is at $1.30 at a $63 million market cap. And as you guys can see from the circulating supply, it is just under 50% of its supply being out, right? So it's not too bad in terms of tokenomics, and the fact that a lot of people are going to be getting into these projects because of the fact that their projects are doing so well. Recently they launched ChainGPT, which did crazy numbers, right? It is at their recent tweet showed that it's at a 20x as of right now, but the all-time high for it that it shows here is 40x. I've seen it at a 60x, right? So getting yourselves into these upcoming projects, public sale, it's pretty big, guys, because you can get your tokens. Some of them don't have a vesting period, some of them do in public sales, right? And if you get your tokens really quick and you do a 40x on however much money you put on it, you can turn that money into a lot of liquidity just to play around into the bull market. You can keep a moon bag for something like ChainGPT, right? Right now, ChainGPT is actually trending on CoinGecko. It's at the #1 spot over Pepe, which has been going freaking bonkers, right? People seen what Pepe has been doing, but it is trending #1 on CoinGecko as of right now, as you guys can see from the tokenomics and things like that you guys see here. It is looking very good. It did close to 40x. A lot of people are very excited about what ChainGPT has done, and mind you, they're launching Hypercycle, right? Hypercycle is going to be another project that I believe will be huge. So that can possibly do something like a 50x, 60x, right? And this is just the bear market. Imagine when Seedify is back in the bull market, where a lot of people are wanting to get into these upcoming projects, public sales, right? If they miss out on their private sale, or just by not joining my Patreon, you don't get into some of these projects private sales. So if you guys want to get into some upcoming projects private sales, I'm telling you now, join that Patreon, join the Discord, ask the questions about how to get into these private sales and what it takes to get into the private sales and things like that. Because when the bull market comes back around, things is going to be very exciting. Seedify may actually explode in price, so get into their public sale is going to be very hard, right? So you're going to want to get into the private sale of a lot of these projects, because just my Patreon is cheaper than just holding Seedify to get into the public sale. And as you guys can see, all-time high for it was $16. So if you guys break down what you need to get into like the private sales, the public sales, which if you guys don't know, if you guys scroll down here, how to participate in the IGO, this is an old article that lets you know it still stands by today, right? The tier system, you have tier 1, which gives you a pool weight of 1.2, very low, right? You need 250 S fund, which will run you about $325, while my Patreon to get into the private sales is only $20, and we'll be running up to $60, $80 very soon here, right? So that is something that you need to pay attention to, because when the bull market comes back around, when you go right back into the Seedify here, right, 250 at a price of $16 will not be cheap. All right, will not be cheap. And imagine the higher you want to go into these tiers, right? It gets very expensive. Right now is the time that you want to collect, accumulate as much Seedify as you want, because if it goes up in price, of course you can sell off, but it also gives you higher tiers into upcoming projects, right? And you have to lock it up for a certain amount of days, so that also actually pumps up the price for those days while you're in it. So Seedify right now is very cheap to get into at 325, but not if everyone has that. When it comes down to the bull market, as you guys can see, this is only at $1.30, and let's say if it gets to $10, that's $3,000. That's $3,025 you need to get to the lowest tier, and not even get a big allocation in the upcoming projects, like let's say Hypercycle or whatever it may be, right? So you have to be mindful of when it's coming up. Right now is the time, if you want to get into these upcoming projects, get into buy this at this low price, hold on to it if it goes up. Same thing with like Engine Starter. All those launch pads are fairly cheap as of right now to get. You should be accumulating them for the bull market, because people are going to want to get into a lot of upcoming projects. That bull market hype is ridiculous, and projects will be coming out left and right, probably doing 50 to 100x's on like the public sales, right? You also have me that you can get into the private sales of these upcoming projects, right? Right now, if you guys go look, right, they had a recent monthly update for March. They haven't put it out one yet for May, but they have been doing a lot of different things, right? When you scroll down here, you guys can see the marketing milestones that they have done. All of these, they burned 400 million SNFT tokens. That is huge, right? But this is something I want to talk about, the incubation milestones here, right? 908 AI projects indexed so far, 15 AI projects meeting held, 10 onboarding meetings with gaming projects, 10 meetings with VCs, 23 Seedify solution partner programs meeting were held, onboarding IQ protocols as a part of the SSP, 57 meetings with current incubations. A lot of projects are looking to drop on Seedify, guys. Seedify is really looking like it's taking over the Launchpad world as of right now, as being the best Launchpad. But you guys let me know what you guys think. What do you think is the best Launchpad? What is your favorite Launchpad? Join that Patreon, join the Discord, and let's get out of here, boys.